Toastmasters and honored guests. My name is Don Ratliff, and I'm a proud member of Unity Speakers Toastmasters Club, and I have been for the past 10 years. In fact, this month marks my 10-year anniversary as a Toastmaster. And I feel as though I'm the perfect person to be doing this speech tonight about mentoring, not because I'm the best speaker, but because this is a topic that I'm truly passionate about. You see, when I joined Toastmasters 10 years ago, all I wanted was enough confidence to be able to do something as simple as deliver the best man's toast at a wedding without having to write it down ahead of time and then read it. That's all I wanted. And if it hadn't have been for the mentors that I've had in Toastmasters, I would have stuck around for a couple months, attained that level of confidence, and then I would have been gone. And I would have been perfectly happy with that arrangement because that's all I came in for. But because of the mentors that I've had in Toastmasters, I've been able to accomplish things that in my wildest dreams, I would have never dreamed possible for me. And for that, I'm grateful. When I first came into Unity Speakers 10 years ago, I received two amazing mentors right off the bat, Joe Paulson and David Hodish. And each man contributed something special to my development as a Toastmaster. Joe encouraged me to give speeches. He encouraged me to take part in table topics. And Joe was there with me when I faced my most fearful moment in my entire 10-year journey as a Toastmaster. That moment took place about 7 months into my journey. And by then I had attained enough confidence that I could deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech. If I took a week to write it, rewrite it, and memorize every single word. But I had not yet attained the confidence that would be required to do something where I had to think on my feet. Something like the role of general evaluator. And that night after the meeting, Joe encouraged me to take my next step in Toastmasters, which was the role of GE. And when he did, I panicked. Fortunately, Joe could see the terror in my eyes. And without missing a beat, he had the perfect solution. He said, Don, I'd like to have you go ahead and sign up to be GE. And if that night you don't feel like you're up to it, I'll step in and do it for you. That was exactly what I needed in that moment. And that following week, knowing full well that my mentor had my back, I was able to muster the courage to take on the role of GE. Now, I can tell you that my role that night left a lot of room for improvement, but isn't that what Toastmasters is all about? An opportunity to improve. David Hodish encouraged me to take part in speech competitions. Now, I can tell you when I joined Toastmasters, I never dreamed in my wildest dreams that I would ever take part in a competition. I didn't think I had what it would take, and I didn't think I had anything to say that anyone else would want to hear. That's where my confidence was. But David felt otherwise. And every time there was a speech contest, David would be there and he'd say, Don, come on, take part. And no matter how many times I said, no, 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 the next time there was a contest, there would be David encouraged me to take part. Finally, in the spring of 2013, I surrendered. And I said, all right, David, I'll take part in the international speech competition. Now, at that time, Unity had some pretty talented speakers, and with my level of confidence in their capability, I really didn't see any hope for me. So you can imagine my surprise when the contest is over. They're reading the names of the speakers, and they tell me that I had won. I was stunned. I didn't know how to process that. Several weeks later, I'm off to the area competition with my mentors by my side. And with them in the audience rooting me on, once again, I won. Wow. Now I'm off to the division contest. And I am so excited and I am so nervous. Invited my mom, my dad, my daughter, several of my friends. I'm doing something in my entire life I'd never been able to do, and I am so proud of that. I gave it everything I had. I poured out my heart. And evidently my message resonated with the judges because once again, I won. Now I'm off to the district competition to compete against 9 of the best speakers in the state of Arizona. And I have no idea how I got there. But I know I got there as a result of my mentors who believed in me, encouraged me, challenged me, and supported me. I'd like to tell you that I won, but I didn't. I'd like to tell you that I came in second or third, but I didn't. But what I took away from that experience, fellow Toastmasters, was something far more valuable than any ribbon or trophy. What I took away from that experience was a newfound confidence in a speaker that I'd never known before. And again, to me, that was far more valuable. Now, I could have quit Toastmasters right then and there, and I would have been a very happy man. But I had another mentor waiting in the wings for me. Her name is Shelley Gabriel. Shelley worked with me on leadership. Shelley encouraged me to step up and be a club officer. Shelley encouraged me to step up and become an area director. Shelley saw me receiving my Distinguished Toastmaster Award before it ever crossed my mind. And I'm proud to say, after working with me for 5 or 6 years, last spring at the conference, I received my Distinguished Toastmaster Award. And I can tell you, it never would have happened if she hadn't been there constantly. Come on, Don, a little bit further, another couple more speeches. You can do it. She didn't give up on me. And this past month, I had an opportunity to take part in TLI and do some presentations. And that happened because Shelley wasn't done with me. Even though I had accomplished so much already, she knew that there was another pocket of fear that I had. And that was a thing that I didn't believe I could do. Fellow Toastmasters, I have come to believe that mentorship is the single most important thing that Toastmasters has to offer. And I can't think of another thing that even comes close. Our mentors can believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves. Les Brown, who is one of the world's greatest motivational speakers, said, sometimes you have to believe in someone else's belief in you until your own belief kicks in. And that's what a mentor can do for you. By show of hands, how many of you have a mentor? And how many of you can point to something and say, that accomplishment never would have happened if it hadn't have been for my mentor? And how many of you are currently mentoring others in this club? I hope in the coming months to see most people's hands. Because to be a mentor, you don't have to be an amazing speaker. All you need to do, in my opinion, is to encourage somebody else to step up, to take their next step into fear, to do something that, with a little support, they'll be able to accomplish. Tiger Woods at one time was one of the greatest golfers ever. And his coach, his mentor, wasn't as good as he was, but he was there to provide what Tiger Woods needed in that moment. That's what good mentorship can be, and that is why I am convinced that Toastmaster mentorship is the single most important thing that Toastmasters has to offer.